Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullah. My dear students, this is lecture 17. We are dealing with chapter 8, the syllable. Today, we're going to talk about the structure of the syllable. That is on page 57. Actually, in the syllabification process, that is to syllabify words into syllables, we need to take care of two types of rules. The first one is called language-specific rules, or sometimes called language-specific constraints, or language phonotactics. So what do you mean by language phonotactics? They are the rules that apply to one language but not to all languages. So it can be applied to one language, more than one language, but not necessarily to all languages. Not to all languages. That's why we call them language-specific constraints, or what we call phonotactics, language phonotactics. Okay? Let's talk about the structure of the syllable in English. In English, not in general. Actually, the first part of the syllable, as you remember, is called the onset. Okay? The onset. So what is the onset? And what is the structure of the onset? The onset is actually any consonant or consonants that precede the vowel. Any consonants that precede the vowel in a syllable is or are called the onset. Okay? So, can we have a branching onset? Branching. When we say branching, we mean, can we have more than one consonant under the onset position? Yes. Now let's take the cases. The first one is zero onset, which means there is no consonants under the onset. Okay? An example is high. High. Sorry. Here we have the word I. Here we have only a vowel. Eight. Here we have a vowel and a coda, but no onset. This is called zero onset. So zero onset means there is no consonants under the onset position. Can we have one consonant? Yes, of course. Any of the consonants we have in English can be the onset of a syllable except two sounds, which are j and ing. These two sounds cannot be under the onset position. They cannot be under the onset position. All other consonants are possible. All other consonants are possible. For example, if we take the word T, the T sound, which is one consonant, it represents the onset. It represents the onset of the syllable. Okay? Ka, the sound ke, ka, it is the onset of the syllable. Okay? So it's possible to have one consonant. Can we have a cluster of consonants? What is a cluster? A cluster is a sequence of two consonants or more without a vowel between them. And when we say two consonants or more, I mean one after the other. One after the other. In sequence, without a vowel between them. Okay? We can have two consonants under the onset, and these consonants can be of two types. The first type is the cluster that starts with se sound, which is called pre-initial, and followed by te, we, me, le, and ye, which is called initial, like sting. Here we have the se sound, which is pre-initial, and te, which is called initial. Swim, the same thing, swim. Okay, two consonants, slip, sele, two consonants under the onset position. The first is always se, and it is called pre-initial, and the other a set of consonants, which are te, wa, ma, la, ya, can be after the se, and they are called initial sounds. This is the first type. The second type does not start with se, it rather starts with 15 consonants, just like te, ke, fe, pe. And in this time, it's called initial, not pre-initial. The only pre-initial is the se sound, After the initial, we have post-initial sounds, like la, wa, ra, and ya. Fly, fala, these two consonants represent a cluster of two consonants without any vowel between them. The first one is fe, the second one is la. The fe sound is initial, the la sound is post-initial. Okay, so we have zero onset, we have one consonant, all of the consonants can take this position, and only except the j and ing. We have consonant clusters of two consonants. The first one is se, which is called pre-initial. The second one is either one of these, and it's called initial. The second type, we have no se, not necessarily. We have 15 possible consonants in this case, and followed by one of these consonants. In this case, it's called initial, post-initial. Okay? Do we have 3 consonants under the onset position in English? Yes, we have, but there is a condition, ala shart. In the first one of the 3 consonants under the onset is what? Is the sound se. Okay? And again, it's called pre-initial, followed by pa, ta, ka, which is called initial, and pa, ta, ka is followed by la, ra, wa, which is called post-initial. So this one is initial. Sorry, this one is pre-initial, this one is initial, and this one is post-initial. The same thing with spring. Spring, this is pre-initial, initial, post-initial. Okay? Here, don't forget, in a 3 consonant cluster, it is a must, يعني واجب ما بمجال, that the first one is se sound. Okay, this is how we have 3 consonants under the onset position. Look, the 3 are under the onset position. So, can the consonant or the onset branch? Yes, the onset can branch. Can branch. This is branching. Look, this is a branch, this is another branch, this is a third branch. يعني يكون إلى فروع. Okay? Now, what about the coda? The coda is also one of the parts of the syllable. We can have 0 coda as the way we have in onset. We have 0 onset. It means no consonants before the vowel. Here we also can have 0 coda, which means that there is no consonants after the vowel. After the vowel, there is no consonants after the vowel. Okay, no consonants under the vowel, like the word high, as I said a minute ago. High, it is only onset plus the vowel, no coda. We may have 1 consonant under the coda position, yes, possible, but remember, ha, wa, and ya cannot occur in final position. In addition to ra, which is in British English, it is not pronounced in final position, but in some other accents of English it is found. That's why I put it between brackets. So a final consonant of a final consonant, okay, can be all consonants except these 4. Okay. Now, can we have final clusters, which means we have more than 1 consonant under the coda, one after the other? without any vowel between them? Yes, we can. And also we have types. The first type, we have two consonants, a pre-final ma, na, la, sa, in, and a final, actually several consonants, like pump. Look, in the word pump, let's take another word because this is also problematic. In the word bent, we have na, ta. Na is pre-initial, ta is initial. Na is pre-final, while ta is final. Okay? Pre-final, ma, na, la, sa, in, and final, most consonants can come here in this position. The two consonants, we have the final, not pre-final this time, final, post-final, final, post-final. Here we have pre-final, final. Okay? Like da, za, beds, da, za, sa, ta, test. It should be eighth, okay? Eighth, ta plus tha. This is also a cluster of two consonants. Now, final clusters with three consonants. Is it possible in English? Yes, it is. We have pre-final, we have final, and we have post-final. Post-final. Look, here we have bones, nadaza, nadaza. Here we don't have three sounds, three clusters. Banks. Here we have na, ng, actually ba, ng, and ka, sa. Okay, also three consonants. Final. This is another type. Final. This time is not pre-final. We have final. We have post-final one, post-final two. This is actually whenever we have the additions of suffixes like ed, like s, plural s, like third person singular s. We can plural s, which is very frequent in English. Look at the word next. Don't be deceived by the spelling. It should be ka, sa, ta, next, next. In this case, we have final ka, post-final sa, post-final two, post-final one sa, post-final two ta. Okay? How do we draw the diagram? Like this. This is the onset, this is the nucleus, and we have a branching coda. Then, can we have branching coda? Yes. Look at the branches, 3 branches. It is the same with onsets. Can we have branching onsets? Yes, we can. Okay? So these are possible branching codas and possible branching onsets. Can we have 4 consonants under the coda position? Yes. We have pre-final, we have final, then we have post-final 1 and post-final 2. Okay? Like texts, 12ths. In this case, we are having 4 consonants here, 4 branches. This is for ka, this is for sa, this is for ta, and this is for sa. Nexts, oh, texts, texts. Okay? So we have 4 consonants, 3 consonants of 2 types, 2 consonants of 2 types, 1 consonant, 0 coda. This is with the coda. With the onset, the same thing. We have 0 onset. No onset, it's possible. 1 consonant, except for j and ing. We may have consonant clusters at the beginning. For example, in Arabic, we cannot have consonant clusters at the beginning. That's why we call it language phonotactics, language-specific rules. With 2 consonants, we may have 2 types. One with pre-initial and initial. Another one with initial and post-initial. No pre-initial here. Now we have three consonants as well. We have pre-initial, initial, post-initial. In this case, it's a must that the first sound is se. We cannot have a cluster of three consonants under the onset position without having se as its initial and first sound. Thank you very much for listening. We will meet inshallah and discuss these issues in detail.